And so, okay, and so that's how you keep chaos at bay. And so part of that is structural, right? Because you know how to do these things, more or less. It's part of your skill set. If you happen to be a writer, you could build one of these for a plumber. It doesn't make any difference, really. Although the outside thing should be the same, which is, I think, partly why in the Judeo-Christian tradition, there's the assumption that people are fundamentally equal before God. And what that means is that, well, they should be nested, everyone, regardless of their particularities as individuals. Their highest order function is that. They do it in whatever manner they can manage, and that's an extraordinarily valuable, or maybe the most extraordinarily valuable sociological, political, and economic function. And so that's why people are valuable. It's like we have this faculty to continually generate improvements to the structure that we jointly inhabit. Great. That gives us, it's so cool, because that gives us a fundamental unity at the highest order of analysis with the room for as much diversity as you can possibly manage, right? Because it actually turns out that the more the substructures differ, the better, because then, you can be doing something different than me. And that would be good, because if we were doing the same thing, then it's just duplication of labor. If we could agree on the higher order principle and then specialize at the lower order levels, it's like, you get to have your cake and eat it too. And that doesn't happen very often. So then another rule of thumb is, if you're trying to solve a problem, solve it at this level, highest resolution level possible, before you dare move up the hierarchy. Because as you move up the abstraction hierarchy, the probability that you'll make a catastrophic error while attempting to fix the problem radically increases, because abstraction is very, very powerful. And so you want to be very careful. I mean, we saw that when the mortgage market crashed. The reason it crashed was because of strange use of derivatives. And derivatives are like higher order abstractions in the financial world. And derivatives give you tremendous financial leverage and power with huge risk. And so the upside is massive, absolutely massive, because you can multiply your earnings. But the downside is complete bloody catastrophe. And so part of what I would say an intelligent conservative ethos is solve the problem at the highest level of resolution, the highest level, most local level of resolution. It's safer. And it's more likely to actually produce a solution. Okay, now you're in your plan. Now we're simplified it again just to one little map, right? But all those other things are nested in there. And so what happens to you as you stroll merrily on your way through life? Well, what happens is that as you're moving from point A to point B, you encounter things. And people think that what they encounter are objects, but that's not the case. First of all, most of the things that you encounter, many of the things are actually other people, and they're not objects. They're too damn complex. And even apart from the social world, the things that you encounter aren't objects. They seem to be something more like tools or obstacles. And I don't mean that we see objects and turn them into tools or obstacles. I mean that we see tools and obstacles, because what happens is that when you array yourself towards a goal, then the world transforms itself into things that get in the way of that goal, and three things. Things that get in the way of the goal. Those are things you don't like. Things that facilitate your movement towards the goal. Those are things that you like. And irrelevant things. And mostly you want irrelevant things.